Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Before I get started, I want to go over my disclaimers. If you are in immediate danger, please call 911, or you can reach out to the domestic hotline at 800-799-SAFE, 800-799-7233, and for mental health resources, reach out to NAMI at 800-950-NAMI, 800-950 6264, and you can also text at 741741. With that being said, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Happy Friday. So I hope everybody had a peaceful week and you're taking care of yourself and your family, and remembering that your worth is much more than you think it is. If you feel like you're down in the dumps, your worth is so much more than that. And if you trust in God, things will get better. So I kind of want to pick up from where I left off on yesterday when I talked about how some things could have been done. And here's the thing that I want to horn in on. You're in a relationship, and the relationship didn't start out being abusive, but later down, as the years went on, if you had children or whatever the case may be, the relationship started to become very abusive in nature, mentally, physically, and all of that. So because of your status and your situation, you decided to work on this within and not let anybody know. So here's the first thing. If you're in a relationship like this, the first thing you need to do is break down the illusion. Tell everybody, make it to the point to where he has nowhere to hide. And even he or she, because it's not just, sometimes it's not always the men that are being the abusers. You have women that are just as capable of what transpired in the story I told you about yesterday. So if there's an abuser that's running around treating you a certain way and you're covering up for him, it's time now to take down the shield, take off the mask. But like I said yesterday, do so by being careful. And I know the story I spoke on, she thought by having the NCIS officer to come to her house, she was protected, and it proved to be that she wasn't. So I can't stress enough, sometimes you may have to go to a shelter, you may have to leave your lifestyle until this person is been detained, or whatever the case may be, until he's out of your life completely. You may have to change where you live. There's a lot of maybes that you may have to do just to make sure that you live to see another day. So let's not get stuck on materialistic things. Let's not get stuck on how people view your family or what people see from the outside when they have no clue on what's going on the inside of your home. So the children, I can only imagine being in a relationship where everything looks perfect on the outside, but the inside is just horrible. So kids internalize a lot of things. They keep to themselves. They don't say anything, and they withdraw from people. That's some of the signs that you'll see. And like I said, I don't know too much about that story that I spoke on yesterday. I'm just speaking from things that I have seen. And I'll give you an example by using a story that transpired in my life. It didn't happen to me. It actually happened to a friend. And this became, it was physical abuse to her as well. And like I said, no one knew that what she was going through until she came to work one day and her face was battered really badly. I think she was in total shock of what had happened. She came to work, and I'll never forget, I walked in, I was running late myself, and this person I knew, we were friends at one time. I walked in and she was facing the mirror, and I walked in and I'm trying to get myself together so I can go back out to my desk. So I looked up in the mirror, and the reflection I saw I had never seen a face beaten so badly. And I looked at her and I said, what happened? And then what came out of her mouth kind of shocked me. She said, I'm okay. And then I said, no, what happened to you? And then she said that she had got into a fight with her ex-husband. And I said, you know, my first thought was, where was the kids? And she said, they're at school now. And I said, so why are you here? I said, do you need help? And she said, no, he went to work and he dropped me off. And I've been here for a while. Our shift didn't start till about 7:30 or 8, but she had been there an hour or so. I'm not sure how long, but it had been there for a long time. And so another one of our co-workers walked in, and she was a friend as well. She said, what's going on? You know, when she saw us, she spoke, and I told her. And the woman that had been abused was just, you could see the shocked look on her face. You could see how in such disbelief, you could see all that in her face. So we're trying to calm her down. At this point, the supervisor actually walks into the restroom and she pulls me to the side and she asked me if I could get her to leave because they were having people that were coming in. This was an insurance company, so she didn't want them to see this. And here's the sad part about it. Instead of her being worried about her employee, she wanted her to leave so it wouldn't affect the business. Never did she offer to call the police. So my friend and I, the other friend, we tried to get her to go to the police. We tried to get her to leave. She didn't want to go to the police. She was terrified. So she did end up leaving and moving with another friend. But unfortunately, later she went back to the guy. And I told that part of the story to say the abuse that I saw that day, I could have not imagined, because I didn't think that was going on. He had a great job. They had wonderful kids. And she seemed to be fine. I didn't know that she was going through anything until that day. And that's just how much she kept the facade to make sure that no one knew what was going on. And I won't go into every detail, but once she started opening up to me, I found out that one of the children was being abused, and that's where everything kind of broke. You know, the kid was behaving badly, and the school recognized it. You know, they reached out to her, and when she questioned him, that's when it became worse than what it was. She mentioned to me that he was, they fought a lot, and that he was always hitting on her, but never to this point. So thankfully, it got to the point where she had, you know, friends and people rallying around her to where it made him ashamed. Now, keep in mind, this was over 20 some years ago, but they ended up separating, and, you know, they eventually got a divorce. So it was because he was put on blast. People knew what he was doing, and, you know, it was a court situation, of course, because there was kids involved. So I said all this to say, sometimes you have to break down the illusion. You have to make sure that people know what's going on in your life, because it could be the difference between saving your life and your kid's life, or the opposite. So make sure that you speak. Don't keep your mouth closed. Talk to someone. And I suggest, if you can't move in with family or friends or whatever the case may be, your best option is to go to a shelter, and they will protect you. You may lose some things, but if you talk to your employer, they will work with you. Especially now, a lot of people are working from home. I understand that there's some jobs where you can't work from home, but in this case, you know, nowadays, if it was the same job, most likely she would have been able to work from home. And when I say work from home, that's meaning at a remote location, not specifically to the home that you just left. So whatever it takes to keep you safe and keep you protected, you may have to go through some extreme options. But it's better than the latter of not of taking it and trying to preserve your home or your family by going to the police and staying in that situation. This person, you have to know, have told you what they will do to you and how they're going to do it. Please don't take them for granted. Listen to what they're saying and act on it. You know, act on it as if you've seen them do this before, because when somebody tell you that they're going to do this and you're in the middle of an argument and it gets to the point where they're threatening you and saying what they're going to do, take that at face value and leave as soon as possible. Going to a shelter, I can't say it too many times, may be your best and only option. If you know someone that's going through this, please share this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and always trust in God. But you have to trust in God and also listen and be able to move and follow His guidance. You know, I'm not saying, like I said, I can't talk too much about that story. I'm just giving you some of the things that I know you can do. Again, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. I will see you again next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. And if you see something, say something. Be there for the people. Check in on your loved ones and make sure that everything is going the way it should be. I will see you again. Thank you for watching.